What's up, guys? It's me again. I'm just doing another sort of review type video here for Conan Exiles. I had done a video a few weeks back here that's pretty much that goes over a lot of the early game review stuff, my first impressions of the game. I had played the game for about a few days. This time I'm going to do another review here, probably my final one. I've been playing the game for about 2-3 weeks now. There are some new things that I found that I don't, and that I do like, and that I don't like. Yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. Some of the things I like, first and foremost, the absolute just ridiculously savageness of this game. I mean, you just go in there, cut people in half, cut off their heads, just scream at people, I'm gonna take your heart out, you know. I like that. I think that's cool. It makes the game real fun. The base building system as well, I haven't really gotten too much experience with that. I haven't really built too much, but from what I've been able to see, there's a lot of cool features on it. I like how it tells you, which is the front, which is the back of the wall. Very frustrating in some games when you're building and you build the wall backwards. Arc. Not mentioning any specific games. No, and like the snapping, and there's a lot of things to build. I do like that a lot. Sandstorms, I think that is. I'm sure a lot of people have had experience with the sandstorm part of the game. One of the things I actually found out recently, or figured out, was that sandstorms are not really just client side. I mean, they are, but it's kind of almost like a physical feature that moves throughout the map. So what I mean by that is, my friend and I, we were both, one of us was on the top part of the map, and the other buddy was on the bottom. And guy in the bottom starts seeing the storm. He's like, "Oh shit, there's a storm coming." And then the guy on the top of the map's like, "What are you talking about? I don't see that." And then about 5-10 minutes later, then the guy on the top finally sees the storm. So it's almost like a cloud, that sweeps the map. It doesn't just hit everybody at once. See, I thought it was just like a client-side thing, but I think that's really cool. I also like the balance of the spawns on the map. Maybe some people will argue about this, but I mean, I like how you kind of start at the bottom, and then you just kind of work your way up, and the higher up on the map you go, the more difficult the creatures get. It's a good progression thing. If the spawns were random, obviously, then the devs would have to worry about making sure that there's a good balance of creatures. So it makes it a lot easier to just have everyone spawn on the bottom, where there's easier creatures, and then as you work your way up, there's more difficult monsters. And let's see here. Also, I do like the ability to reset your stats. I don't know if you haven't heard, but even if you max your level out, you can't really get everything. You have to pretty much pick and choose what you want. The good thing about that, though, you can reset your stats. If you want that pot, or you want the little piece of armor that you couldn't get because you've already maxed out all your stats and your level, you can reset everything, start from scratch, do it again. Same thing applies for all your player stats as well. So if you want to try out different types of builds, you can do that. So that's pretty cool. And then I think the last real thing that I think is, I do like about this game is the modding capability. I haven't really tried out too many mods just yet. I have taken some peeks at the Steam Workshop, and there's some pretty interesting ones. I think I'm going to give it a little time, though, just to kind of let everything settle. Because, yeah, there's some interesting ones, for sure. That'll be a cool feature, and to see how those mods progress throughout the coming weeks here. Some things I don't like. I did gather a small list of things, on top of what I already said in the first video. First and foremost, the optimization. This is kind of something I brought up in the first video, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree. The optimization still does need some work, and I know the devs have been putting out some patches to address this, but it's still, from what I'm able to experience, it still needs a little work. And again, I know they're still working on it. But man, there's just times where I'm just running through and just lag, and then, you know, before I know it, I'm like teleporting in front of players or in front of other AI and NPCs, and I'm dead. And I think, you know, the whole leveling thing is, I mean, I think that's cool how, you know, you're capped at 50. But I don't know. I'm sure there's people that have mixed feelings about this. I think we should go a little higher, and they do have mods out, or a few mods that let you go up to 75, I think. But I think 50 is, I don't know. I think you should be able to go a little higher than that. I think, you know, I think you should be able to unlock everything. So that's just my opinion, though. It's kind of frustrating, you know, to have to go back and reset everything if you have to, you know, if you want to get something else in the actual inventory. And also, one last thing here. This probably will go on top of the optimization featuring. The no base decay, or you know, the ability to not have that. It's nice, you know, as a player building your base. You don't have to worry about any kind of structural damage over time. But as a server admin, this kind of sucks because you don't know how long someone's had their base up. And, you know, the more and more bases that keep getting built and built and built, you don't really know, you know, and then before you know it, you have like almost literally like 100 bases or a metropolis down south, and you don't know how long each base has been up. So, you know, that's great and all. I don't think, you know, having no base decay is definitely nice, but I think they should give admins like the ability to see how long a base has been in, or, you know, see which player owns it, or how long that player's been on the server, or when was the last time they were on. Because half the bases, I'm sure, is, you know, they're just little 1x1s that players have just built and then just left, and then probably will never come back to the server. I mean, at least from my experience as an admin, I don't know of any features or any kind of decay that happens over time. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's about it, though, for my review of this game. I may come out with one more if I do come up with some good stuff. Maybe do a video of things, maybe like a suggestion video of things maybe that I'd like to see. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to drop a like. Have a good night, and stay safe out there.